Shout out to our sponsor, 1-800-Flowers.com. Mother's Day is just around the corner, so thank your mother for putting up with you all this time by using 1-800-Flowers to send 24 multicolored roses for just $24. That's $1 per rose. Pretty good deal. To get the offer by this Friday, visit 1-800-Flowers.com/no. Welcome to The Know, I'm Ashley Jenkins. We've got some more details about the new Call of Duty game. GameSpot reported that some leaked marketing materials reveal a description of the game's story, plus a November 3rd release date and co-op mode. The leaked materials describe the game's story this way. Land in Normandy on D-Day and battle across Europe through iconic locations in history's most monumental war. Experience classic Call of Duty combat, the bonds of camaraderie, and the unforgiving nature of war against a global power throwing the world into tyranny. The game's multiplayer mode will feature maps of many of World War II's most iconic locations, plus there will also be a co-op mode that has an original story when you play with a friend. And there will also apparently be a private beta for those who pre-order. Again, this is all unconfirmed, but a lot of these leaks are starting to match up. We've now had multiple reports of the November 3rd release date, plus the game's D-Day setting. We'll know an awful lot more later this week when Activision holds a live stream broadcast. That's going to be on Wednesday, so we'll update you then. Yet another person is praising the power of Microsoft's upcoming Project Scorpio console. Brad Wardell, CEO of PC developer Stardock, said that the console's 12 gigs of GDDR5 RAM means that there will be no real technical limit for games made for the console. Jez Gordon of Windows Central responded to Wardell's tweet asking, even if only 8 is available for games, to which Wardell basically responded, yeah, even then. It's been widely reported that the Scorpio will be the most powerful console ever with 6 teraflops of performance. Microsoft revealed the hardware to Digital Foundry a few weeks ago, and they were also very impressed. Since then, Microsoft hasn't said much more about the Scorpio, like release date or the price or the name or anything like that, but we know it will come out sometime this holiday season, and we'll probably be learning all of those other things at E3. If you still want an NES Classic Edition or a Switch, Best Buy is getting a shipment of both at its retail stores nationwide this week. Nintendo has said it's ending its production of the NES Classic Edition and will send out its last batch to retailers this month. Because why make more of something that so many people want? Yeah, okay, we're still a little bit bitter on behalf of everybody, really. Cheap Ass Gamer reported that Best Buy stores will be getting a batch of NES Classics starting today, so get them while you can. We checked at the Best Buy closest to our offices, and they were all sold out when the store opened. Meanwhile, Best Buy stores are also holding some Switches to be released on Friday in connection with the release of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. A mod to incorporate Red Dead Redemption's map into Grand Theft Auto 5 has been shut down. Kotaku reported that the group decided to cancel the project soon after it released a teaser trailer for the mod. The mod's lead programmer, Mr. Leisureware, wrote in a forum post, "I know this is a hard pill to swallow, but as you may have noticed, we did get contacted and we sadly have to say we're stopping this project." The mod, which was known as Red Dead Redemption 5, would have taken the map from the Xbox 360 version of the game and ported it into the GTA 5 engine. The group responsible for the mod, known as White, had apparently been working on it for 2 years, and they planned to have a beta this summer. Sadly, even John Marston was no match for a cease and desist letter, and this is why you never tell anybody until you drop it. It's like the rule of fan projects these days. I mean, you know, it doesn't make it any more legal, but then the cease and desist can't stop it from being out there if you're gonna spend years on it. Just saying. Speaking of fan mods, someone made an old school NES version of Breath of the Wild, or at least it's very much inspired by Breath of the Wild. You might remember earlier this year when Nintendo showed off a 2D demo version of Zelda that it used to test some of the mechanics on Breath of the Wild. That got everyone all warm and nostalgic-y, so of course some intrepid fan recreated the prototype and now anyone can play it. The game is called Breath of the NES, and it was built in Game Maker Studio over the course of a few months, according to its developer, Winter Drake. While it's not exactly 100% faithful to Breath of the Wild, there's a lot of influence from the Switch game there. You can cut trees, harvest wood, shoot arrows, and a whole bunch more. Winter Drake said they are aware of the possibility of getting a letter from Nintendo, but told Kotaku, "If Nintendo asks me to stop using their IP, I do plan to continue development with my own original characters. I'm having way too much fun creating this world to just give up." See, and that's the other thing you can do. If anything, Ukulele proved that. You can use absolutely everything, just change things a little bit, and there's no IP infringement. YouTube says it's fixed its restricted mode so that LGBTQ content not getting filtered out anymore. Now, you might remember last month that YouTube came under a lot of fire after videos with LGBTQ themes were filtered as mature content, which apparently even included a video of a lesbian couple reading wedding vows to each other, according to NBC News. But YouTube recently said in a blog post that it's fixed the system that was incorrectly filtering videos. Now, 12 million videos of all types, including hundreds of thousands featuring LGBTQ content, are not being filtered out by restricted mode anymore, according to the blog by Joanna Wright, Vice President of Product Management. While restricted mode is designed to filter out discussions inappropriate for younger viewers or the kinds of things that librarians don't want you watching in their libraries, it shouldn't filter content based on things like gender or gender identity or political viewpoints, race, religion, or sexual orientation, Wright wrote. Wright also got more specific about what subjects will still be filtered by restricted mode, and those include drugs and alcohol, sex, violence, and bad language. You know, the fun stuff. So just don't use YouTube in a library, I guess. Fox has got a lot of plans next year for its superheroes. The AV Club reports that the studio has 3 superhero movies set to release next year, including Deadpool 2, New Mutants, and an X-Men movie centered around the Dark Phoenix storyline. New Mutants will kick things off on April 13th of 2018, followed by Deadpool 2 on June 1st, and Dark Phoenix will hit theaters November 2nd. We don't actually know all that much about the New Mutants or Dark Phoenix projects, but we assume that the Dark Phoenix movie will follow up on X-Men Apocalypse, which ended up with Jean Grey kinda going Super Saiyan. Speaking of superheroes, Marvel will be wrapping up Phase 3 of its vaunted cinematic universe in 2019, but what happens after that? In an interview with Collider, Marvel studio boss Kevin Feige hinted that the Marvel universe could go in a completely different direction after Phase 3 ends. Feige said, "Certainly, as we get to Avengers Infinity War, there will be a sense of a climax. By the time we're at the untitled Avengers 4, 22 movies will have encompassed the first 3 phases of the MCU, and what happens after that will be very different. I don't know if it's Phase 4, it might be a new thing. Infinity War will be released on May 4th next year, and a 4th movie won't go into production until after Infinity War wraps, and judging by Feige's comments, who knows what the team will look like by then. Also, oh my god, 22 movies. I didn't realize I hadn't counted them out. But if you're ready for way more Avatar movies, well, they just got the thing for you, don't we? We've got some new release dates for the Avatar sequels that nobody was asking for, all 4 of them. IGN reports that Avatar 2 will hit theaters December 18th, 2020. Then Avatar 3 will be released about a year later on December 17th, 2021. 3 years after that, we'll get Avatar 4 in theaters December 20th, 2024. And finally, Avatar 5 will hit theaters December 19th, 2025. And after all that, we'll all be able to use our senior citizen discounts to watch Avatar 6 whenever that comes out. Because you know it will. They're so predictive. That's a lot of movies all the way out to 2025. I would criticize them, but Marvel's doing the same thing and I'm praising them, so I can't, unfortunately. An astronaut has just made space history for spending more days in space than any other American before her. CNN reported that as of today, Peggy Whitson has spent 535 days in space, breaking the previous record set by American astronaut Jeff Williams. She accumulated the total over 3 trips to the International Space Station, and when she returns home in September, she'll have logged 666 days in space, which maybe she should stay an extra day. She got a congratulatory phone call from President Trump and told CNN the thing she misses most is taking a shower. You see, it's the little things we take for granted, like gravity water. Whitson has already set a ton of space records. She has spacewalked longer than any other woman, a total of 57 hours and 22 minutes over 8 spacewalks. She was the first woman to command the space station, and she is the oldest woman to travel to space at 57. So basically, she's an all-around badass, and all of our heroes. All right, well, that's all the news we have for you guys to catch you up from the weekend. Let us know what you think of all these stories in the comments down below. Make sure you like this video so that all of our videos show up in your feeds and you can get all the news all the time. And if you're new around here, subscribe to the know so that then liking the video will make sure that all the videos show up in the feed all the time and you get all the news. There you go. Thanks to 1-800-Flowers for sponsoring this update. Mother's Day is gonna be here sooner than you think, and it can be easy to forget, but it does mean a lot to your mom if you get her a thoughtful gift to say thanks. Flowers are a classic, and they're easy for you to send without breaking the bank or without stressing out over it. 1-800-Flowers picks the flowers at their peak from their premier farms and ships overnight to ensure freshness, and they're original designed, hand-arranged, and hand-delivered. To have 24 beautiful multicolored roses shipped to your mom overnight for just $24, visit 1-800-Flowers.com/no and, get your Mother's Day all sorted out. Make sure you don't procrastinate though, because this promotion ends Friday, so do it before then.